Sources: The Hindu. Paper 2. Topic: Issues relating to development and management of social sector/services relating to health, education, human resources. Committee set up to synergise NCC and NSS. Context: Government has decided to set up a committee under the chairmanship of Shri Al Swarab to suggest measures to strengthen National Cadet Corps NCC and National Service Scheme NSS. The committee will deal with on issues like expansion, strengthening training infrastructure, rationalizing resources, reducing manpower deficiency affecting NCC and NSS. The committee will also submit recommend for building synergies between these two institutions, viz. NCC and NSS, and further strengthen them for empowering the youth. About National Service Scheme NSS. What is it? NSS is a centrally sector scheme. The scheme was launched in the year 1969 with the primary objective of developing the personality and character of the student youth through voluntary community service. The ideological orientation of the NSS is inspired by the ideals of Mahatma Gandhi. Very appropriately, the motto of NSS is not heavy, but you. Program structure. NSS is being implemented in senior secondary schools, colleges and universities. The design of the NSS envisages that each educational institution covered under the scheme has at least one NSS unit comprising of normally 100 student volunteers, led by a teacher designated as Program Officer PO. Each NSS unit adopts a village or slum for taking up its activities. Nature of activities under NSS. Briefly, the NSS volunteers work on issues of social relevance, which keep evolving in response to the needs of the community, through regular and special camping activities. Such issues include I-literacy and education, I-health, family welfare and nutrition, I-environment conservation, I-V social service programs, V programs for empowerment of women, V-I programs connected with economic development activities, V-I rescue and relief during calamities, etc. What is National Cadet Corps? The National Cadet Corps NCC is a youth development movement. It came into existence under the National Cadet Corps Act XXXI of 1948. It is a tri-services organization, comprising the Army, Navy and Air Force, engaged in grooming the youth of the country into disciplined and patriotic citizens. It has enormous potential for nation building. The NCC provides opportunities to the youth of the country for their all-round development with a sense of duty, commitment, dedication, discipline and moral values so that they become able leaders and useful citizens. The NCC provides exposure to the cadets in a wide range of activities, with a distinct emphasis on social services, discipline and adventure training. The NCC is open to all regular students of schools and colleges on a voluntary basis. The students have no liability for active military service. What's important? For prelims and mains, NSS and NCC, features and significance. Sources: Viet. Topic: Important international institutions, agencies and fora, their structure, mandate. Google teams up with UN to track environmental changes. Context: The UNEP has entered into a partnership with Google to monitor the impacts of human activity on global ecosystems by using sophisticated online tools. The aim of the partnership is to develop a platform to enable governments, NGOs and the public to track specific environment-related development targets with a user-friendly Google front-end. Initial focus. It has its initial focus on freshwater ecosystems including mountains, forests, wetlands, rivers, aquifers and lakes. These areas account for 0.01% of the world's water but provide habitat for almost 10% of the world's known species, and evidence suggests a rapid loss of freshwater biodiversity. Google will periodically produce geospatial maps and data on water-related ecosystems by employing massive parallel cloud computing technology. Satellite imagery and statistics will be generated to assess the extent of change occurring to water bodies, and made freely accessible to ensure nations have the opportunity to track changes, prevent and reverse ecosystem loss. About UNEP. The United Nations Environment Program. UNEP is an agency of the United Nations and coordinates its environmental activities, assisting developing countries in implementing environmentally sound policies and practices. It was funded by Maurice Strong, its first director, as a result of the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment Stockholm Conference in June 1972 and has its headquarters in the Jajiri neighborhood of Nairobi, Kenya. UNEP has overall responsibility for environmental problems among the United Nations agencies, but talks on addressing global warming are overseen by the Bonn-based Secretariat of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Its activities cover a wide range of issues regarding the atmosphere, marine and terrestrial ecosystems, environmental governance and green economy. UNEP has also been active in funding and implementing environment-related development projects. The World Meteorological Organization and UNEP established the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC) in 1988. UNEP is also one of several implementing agencies for the Global Environment Facility (GEF) and the Multilateral Fund for the implementation of the Montreal Protocol, and it is also a member of the United Nations Development Group. The International Cyanide Management Code, the program of best practice for the chemicals used at gold mining operations, was developed under UNEP.